How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? What is Usman and Bello, aka Mr. Yayumi? For some reason I thought I was filming for my second channel. But anyways, how you guys doing? Welcome to 2021. Forget the fact that I'm a bit late to the week. To the year, but whatever about that. So, I know it's been a while since I last did a video, and I just wanted to, for right now, want to get back into the groove of it. Which is unlikely, but I still hope so. Now, I just want to talk about how my first semester has been like during lockdown. Now, to be honest, I kind of knew what I was going to get into, but I still wasn't sure of how it feels like to put like a normal semester. Now, before I get into this, if you're new around here and you enjoy what you see, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. By the time I'm filming this, we're on 8,500. And you know, we're on the way. And not only that, follow all the socials, everything you need to see. Links to those are in the description below. Also, subscribe to the Reality Podcast. Currently on 34 subscribers. We're on a roll, 28 episodes in. You should go give that one a listen. Also, link into that in the description below. And without further ado, let's get into this.
Even if she call me out, don't tell her come around. I've been in the trap, I'm trying to make a couple thousand.
Now, I started my semester on the 28th of September of last year, which was an actual mistake because I was supposed to start on the 21st. But because the college made a mistake saying that new students coming to the college get to start on the 28th. That's what they said. But as I went in, I said, so this is the thing that happened. It was like, yo, that was a mistake. They meant that new first year students were starting on the 28th, and every other one returning, and even in new, but in like further years, was the 21st. I didn't know that, but hey. But not only that, trying to get into like Microsoft Teams and all that sort. Remember, it was hard for me to get in because the only links I had were to the ones that were like for the induction class, but I never joined the induction class for some reason whatsoever. I'm not sure why that was, but trying to get into the class was actually difficult. So I had to like email a number of people. I had to tag in this person along on the CC of an email saying, I can't get into class. What is going on? Like, is there something that could be done? So it was always getting this reply to emails and whatnot. And I think at the time, like, I didn't get my whole login details to Moodle because I didn't do the induction class, which kind of my fault. But I think it took me about 3-4 days before everything was starting to get on track for me because of not being able to get into the online classes on Microsoft Teams. Now, I know for some people it's Zoom, but what we were using was Microsoft Teams. Now, after that, into the class. Now, obviously, when I realized, I thought people would like at least have their microphone. No, sorry, not their microphones, their cameras on, just to show that, oh yeah, they're in class. Because I see for like one of my friends that's in Ukraine doing his masters, like everyone attending the class has their cameras on to show like, oh yeah, they're there. There's no fooling about whatnot. But everyone there had their camera off and their microphones off. So it's kind of like hard to say if they're actually there or they just logged in and then just went up somewhere else. But that's one to also experience. And you know what? Thinking about it, I actually feel like bad for the teachers because it's where they say like, is everything all right with the rest of you? You just hear silence, like no one turned on the camera to say anything. And I'll admit I did the same thing as well because it's like, CBA to talk to the teachers and whatnot. I get it, but I kind of feel bad for them because it was like at least one response, one hurt them or whatnot. Just so like, oh yeah, they're not talking to like a bunch of dead people. But anyways, some of them would take the attendance different ways. Some would just be like, call it out. Others would just download the attendees list on the Microsoft Teams. Or a good one that they use is where they'll tell the students to go to the Moodle, go to the attendance to mark yourself present for this class, and the lecturers have the code, so you have to get the code from the lecturer. When you get the code, you go and put it in and submit your attendance, and you're there. So that's one thing for the classes. Another thing is, like, classes can get boring. Like, we've known this for a long time, that classes can get boring because you're just listening to something, you're not interested in the subject. I think that's how it is for like most subjects. Like, you're not really interested in it, but you just have to be there for the sake of being there. And one thing I've noticed, I've done this as well, I would admit, but some people, like, because the microphone's off, the camera's off, they're going to do something else. They'll pick up the phones and literally go and browse on YouTube, browse on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. That's what people do. And I admit, I've done that as well because the class was getting boring. I understood what was going on. And to be honest, I didn't have any problems with the subject. I knew what was going on, I was understanding. But because I was getting bored of the classes, just go off, just do something else and whatnot. You know what I mean? And next thing is like the whole interaction. Like, I'll admit, interaction is just, it's a bit because right now I'm only one semester in. I don't probably know about 5 of my classmates in the course. I really don't, because normally if we're going into the campus, going into classes, I see people, that's where I would like interact with them. But because it's on a different platform, different situation, it's a bit different. And even with myself, I just didn't bother myself to try and go and talk to like a lot of people. I think I've only talked to like 2 people. One was by Instagram DM, the other was through Microsoft Teams. And yeah, interaction is just not that great. And when the class is done, the one thing you do is just click off it and move on. And I realized, even when it comes to waking up for it, like, I remember, like, if my class starts at 9 and I'm in bed by 8:30, I get told that you have 30 minutes left till class and you're still sleeping. I'm like, I can wake up 5 minutes before the class, turn on my computer, do everything needed, and still get in. Like, I won't be late. Like, I've never been late for a class because I know I can just open it, just do what I need to do, just log in. Simple stuff, you know what I mean? So that's the one positive. I look at this, like, okay, you don't have to bother too much with it. As long as I can log in, as long as the internet, everything's good, great. But like, going to campus, gotta wake up like 2 to 3 hours before class. Wake up, get your clothes on, have breakfast, pack your lunch if you do pack lunch, go to the bus stop or take your vehicle and get all the way there. That is time consuming. That is very, very time consuming. And just to get there, wait for a class and all that stuff, yeah, very time consuming in that. While compared to online class, you don't really need to do all that much. But now, when it comes to like the exams, what's the exams like? Tests and exams. Now this one's a bit interesting because you know how it is normally when you go to class, it's like exam hall, sit down, make sure you have all your materials ready to use them whenever. You know how a whole exam process works for that. But in this time round, like, instead of doing a closed book, it's like open book. I think because the reason they do it open book is you already know, because we're not there to like check to see, you're not there to see if they're cheating or not, because they know that everyone's gonna go and look for answers. So they kind of like the teachers knew what they were doing. So instead of being like, okay, what's this? Explain this or that. I mean, they just will do that, but most of the questions is like, in your opinion, explain why this or that. So that way, like, the students will still have to think with their heads. You have to think about it, try and come up with something. You might have to think even outside the box. Now, that's one thing I've done during these tests and exams. When it comes to like different questions, I have to like think of things outside the box. Kind of restrict myself to like what's inside the book or from the subject. And yeah, also like with everything, it kind of gives me a headache sometimes. Online classes kind of gives me a headache because doing all this stuff And because of some of them, you don't even finish like until later on in the day, maybe up to like 5:30. Like my head is jam-packed, it's so painful, I'm exhausted, just want to rest and whatnot. That's how I'm feeling like sometimes. And yeah, I know it's a similar thing with going to campus and all that sorts. I understand that one. And I might admit it's kind of the same thing, but don't really feel like, oh, all these things are necessarily that's going to cram your head and whatnot. So that's with that one. So to be honest, I think these online classes they're not terrible, they're not bad. I think they're okay to an extent, but if you're someone that's pretty used to like staying indoors, I'm pretty sure that won't be a problem. But for like someone that's used to going outside and having to do these classes indoors, I can understand that they're not going to be used to all that. So I'm just going to say that's my conclusion to that. Right now, I just wanted to provide an update to be like, I haven't uploaded for so long. What's been going on? What am I doing? What are my plans for this year? Now, I've said this before. It's probably going to carry on for a long time. The reason I'm not able to like make loads of videos is because of school, because of classes, to do all these assignments, projects, assessment, exam. Those are all the things that are taking my time. So obviously, I have to focus on that bit of it because I don't want to. Be on it. I know some people don't really need education or not, but I feel like it's still an important aspect for me to have moving on down the line. Also, what do I look forward to doing in 2021? Well, at the moment, I'm kind of working on something. Not going to say what it is, but we'll just wait. We'll just wait till when the time's right. All of you will know what's going to happen. Also, I actually downloaded a new editing software called Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm not used to it just yet, but I'll find out with it. Now, I know 2020 has been a disastrous year. I'll admit, it's been a disastrous year. With 2021, we just hope to turn a page. Just make sure this is the year where we recover from all the negatives that we've had this time around. Try and better ourselves. Try to do things that we wanted to do, which we were able to do last year, and that is something that I really want to do. And like I said, with YouTube, the target is to 10,000. I would say let's get up to 9,000, then get to 10,000. But I'm saying 10,000 is the goal this year. Try to get to 10,000 subscribers. If we get to 9,000, we'll be yes. We got to 9,000. We need to go to 10,000. And probably when we get to 10,000, probably the next one will be 20,000. Like, get bigger and bigger as we keep on going. I know I want to do the 10 subscribe house YouTubers of 2020, but I haven't got to do it because during the Christmas break, I had assignments to do and some assignments in replacement of exams, which is also one thing I haven't mentioned, that some assignments that we did were replaced. The assignments were there to replace the exams that we couldn't do, which would have normally done in the campus and the exam hall and whatnot. But enough of that. I'm just going to say this. That video, I will still look to do it, but consider this video one that was going to come very late. Probably this month, probably in February. I just hope to have the video up there. And also, we got the Into Reality podcast that's actually on a roll at the moment, and we want to get to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. Maybe we could get even more than that. Just with the support of you guys. If you hope you go and check it out, just give it a listen. If you enjoy, you can subscribe to it, like the episodes of the podcast. Like I said, everything is down in the description below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and peace.